parents are doing very common things with their puppies, but they don't realize that they actually may be ruining them. Raising a well-balanced dog starts with puppyhood. You are going to get a lot of advice for your new puppy, but here's the top 5 things that you need to stop doing. Hi, I'm Jessica, the hospital manager, and I help my team learn about all things puppies so that we can better help you, the pet parent. By the end of this video, you will have learned what not to do with your puppy in order to have a low-stress, well-rounded, well-behaved adult dog. If you want to learn more about what we do at each of your puppy's vet visits, we will attach a link in the description to our video of what really happens at your puppy's first vet visits. And you can also download our Fear-Free 101 checklist by subscribing to our email list right here on YouTube. And the link to subscribe to our email will also be in the description box. Okay, so here are the 5 things that can ruin your puppy. Not acclimating your puppy to things or situations. Forcing or holding your puppy down for any reason. Withholding treats and rewards, especially when they do something positive. How you and others play with your puppy that might encourage unwanted behaviors, and improperly socializing them. Okay, number 1, acclimating your puppy. Are you acclimating them to specific tools and situations so that they can become comfortable with these things at their own pace? Are you forcing them into stores or vet clinics when it is scary for them to go in? If you aren't acclimating your puppy to a collar or harness and their leash, and you're only putting it on when you go into these scary situations, you are teaching them that when they have this uncomfortable thing on, they know they're going to get dragged into a situation that is very scary for them. Your puppy should learn that nail clippers and brushes and other things that are used for grooming can be fun and not scary. If you are not acclimating your puppy to these tools, you are setting them up for a lifetime of being scared at the groomer and the vet clinic, as there are some very specific tools that we need to use in these situations. Another big one is acclimating them to the car. If the only time they get into the car is to go to the vet clinic, they're not going to appreciate getting into the car. So it's okay to jump in the car, go to the park, watch the people, go to the pet store, get a treat, and then come to the vet clinic on a different day so that they understand the car might take them in a lot of wonderful places. And especially don't forget to take them to your local vet clinic or latte stand for a pup cup. Are you having to drag them on their leash into a store, a vet clinic, someone's house? Do you have to drag them into your house? This can be detrimental to their mental health. They can actually become scared of doorways because they were not allowed to approach the door in their own pace when it was intimidating to them. And unfortunately, that can make it challenging to go anywhere because what does everything have in common? There's a door that you have to walk through. But this can especially make it challenging for the vet clinic. Most vet clinics only have one way that you can get into the building. If they're lucky, they might have a second way that you could use, but most pets are going to have to walk through the front door of a vet clinic. So if your puppy's too big to carry, you need to acclimate them to the doors. We're lucky enough at our vet clinic that we do have 3 different ways that dogs could come in the clinic, but that can still be scary if the door is a trigger for them. For an example of how to get your puppy used to something, here's what to do the first time your puppy approaches the door to a new place. Let them approach the door slowly and at their pace. Toss treats at the door to encourage them to go through it. If they are struggling and not wanting to go through the door, have someone else hold your puppy and let them watch you walk through the door first so that they see that you were successful walking through the door and it wasn't scary. Do you want to learn the right way to set your puppy up for success? Of course you do. Number 2, forcing or holding them down. Puppies get dirty, am I right? Do you find yourself needing to wipe off their feet after they've played in the mud? Or cleaning their ears out after rolling in the dirt? How you approach these situations matters for your pet's long-term mental health. The best scenario is to start touching places like their feet and their ears at a young age so that they can get comfortable with that handling, so when you do have to wipe their feet, they're okay with that. Did they pick something up and you're trying to get it out of their mouth? If you try and force their mouth open and pull out whatever it is they're chewing on, they're not going to like that and may even be pushed to bite. Even if they seem like they're playing, that is still an unwanted behavior. If you are not positively reinforcing that touching their feet, touching their ears, looking in their mouth is okay, then vet visits are going to be very difficult. Okay, number 3, treats and rewards. Is your puppy not coming when they're called? Is your puppy uncooperative? Ask yourself if you have been positively reinforcing the behaviors that you want. If you correct your puppy, but don't pair that with reinforcing the behaviors that you want, then your puppy isn't going to know what behaviors you want. Behavior that you reward is more likely to be repeated in the future. Here are some examples. If you are always calling your puppy over to you to do something they don't enjoy, like coming in the house when he's outside playing, of course he does not want to come to you. He will learn that every time he comes, the fun stops. But if you call him and always give him a treat and lots of positive attention, he will be much more likely to come when you call him. Does your puppy grab objects like kids' toys and socks and won't give them back? Instead of chasing him and grabbing those things from him that he really values, trade him for something of higher value, like a better toy or delicious treat. He will soon learn that giving things up to you comes with great reward. Or maybe your puppy has been doing some really great stuff and listening really well, but you aren't reinforcing that with treats or words of encouragement. If your behavior towards them is the same, whether they do right or wrong, then they won't learn what you want. They won't understand that when they do something right, they get rewarded. Especially while they are still learning, puppies should be consistently rewarded for the things they do correctly. Get used to carrying some treats in your pocket so that you can quickly reward the behaviors that you would like them to repeat. Number 4, what about when it's playtime? Well, how you play with your puppy matters as well. Puppies are teething, and it will be their natural inclination to play with you by biting or biting at your clothes. No matter their age or size, this is unwanted behavior, so do not encourage them to do this. Gently interrupt the behavior and play with them with a toy instead. Be patient and persistent. It is very natural for puppies to go through this stage. There's a reason they call it alligator mouth. If your puppy is jumping on you for attention, teach them to sit as they approach you instead, and only give them attention if they have all 4 on the floor. So you want to make sure that all 4 of their feet remain on the floor. And don't forget about when other people play with your puppy. All the training can go right down the drain when other kids and people ignore the training that you've done. If they ignore the rules and let your puppy jump on them, your puppy's going to learn that they can jump on them. It may not seem like a big deal when they're small and a puppy, but trust me, you don't want a jumpy, bitey adult dog of any size. Number 5, socialization. So what is socialization? That's a big topic, and we're only going to touch the surface of that for this video. And unfortunately, as pet parents, did you know that socialization is not just having your puppy around other dogs and going to lots of places? When we take our puppy to dog parks or around other dogs who do not have similar play styles, they can quickly become overwhelmed and traumatized. And if your puppy runs into a dog at the dog park who is not so nice, your puppy could be traumatized for life. And let's be honest, there's not a lot of people paying attention to what the dogs are doing at a lot of these dog parks. In addition, socialization is about a lot more than just meeting other dogs. In fact, we don't necessarily need our dogs to play with every dog that they meet. Lucky for you, our next video will be all about socialization. Socialization is about getting your puppy used to the world and to the experiences they will encounter throughout their lives. It is valuable to sit outside or in your car with your puppy, near busy areas, feeding them treats, and just watching the world go by. Your puppy needs to be exposed to a variety of sights, sounds, surfaces, and people. But these experiences need to be positive at best and neutral at worst. This means that your puppy should never be forced into a situation that is stressful for them. Are you sensing a trend here? Instead, get your puppy used to different sights, sounds, and surfaces at their own pace. Does your puppy live with adults only? Take them to the park so that they can watch the kids play. Does your puppy live in a house full of women? It's going to be important to get them around men, especially men with beards and wearing hats, because those things can be scary. Live with kids? Well, with kids comes Halloween, so make sure your puppy gets used to costumes because those can be very scary. If you don't have a controlled environment, then playdates with other dogs can be traumatizing. Make sure you start with dogs of similar size and energy when you first introduce other dogs and have playdates. And always make sure that the dogs you introduce them to are fully vaccinated so that we're not introducing disease to your new puppy. So like we said before, socialization is so important. That's what our next video is going to be about. When socialization goes wrong, at best, your now adult dog can't get the care they need at the vet, but at worst, puppies get returned to breeders and adult dogs get taken to the shelter. These 5 things are vital to a well-rounded and well-behaved puppy. We get a lot of pet parents who have not been properly educated on proper handling of puppies, or we have pet parents that have rescued a dog from the shelter who was not properly handled when they were a puppy. We see this in action in the exam room when dogs are scared of even basic handling. While we are able to overcome that with our fear-free techniques, a lot of clinics are not. And unfortunately, that keeps some dogs from getting the care that they need. Because not only are pet parents not as educated on these things as they should be, there are vet clinics that aren't as educated on it as well. Interested in learning more? Of course you are. As a reminder, you can subscribe to our email list and get our Fear-Free 101 checklist. That link will be in the description. We're also going to put a link in the description for our first video, what really happens at your puppy's first vet visit. But please make sure you stay tuned in because in a short time, we're going to be releasing our socialization video. If you want to learn more, follow us on Instagram at Latah Creek AH. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments.